She first came to my attention because I knew that she was the first black woman Episcopal priest. And so being an Episcopal priest myself, I was aware of that particular aspect of her significance. But it wasn't until I became the minister of this church that I took the time to actually begin to read her writings. And the first thing that I picked up that she wrote was her book, Proud Shoes, subtitled The Story of an American Family. And for those who don't know this book, it was in many ways the model for Alex Haley's Roots. And so it was with a special interest that when Pauli Murray gets around to telling the story of her Aunt Pauline, for whom she was named, that I found out that this was actually not only a local story, but was a story that directly involved the church where I serve. And so let me read you just this passage, which made me sort of sit up and take notice when I read it. From the moment of birth, Aunt Pauline was a bone of contention between Grandmother Cornelia and the Fitzgeralds. As the first grandchild born in the South, she embodied the hopes of a stubborn clan which had chosen to swim against a terrific backwash of history and yet refused to go under. She was blessed with a remarkable physical constitution and a practical wisdom which became more evident as she grew older. Her Fitzgerald elders idolized her, and often Grandmother Cornelia had to raise a row to get control over her own child. There had come to be much backbiting between Grandmother and her young Fitzgerald in-laws. They were freeborn and had a mite of Northern education, while Grandmother had to admit that she was born in slavery and could not prove her parentage. Such things made a great difference in those days, and only made Grandmother work the harder at impressing her children with the fact of their Smith forebears. In line with her own training, she was determined to bring them up as Episcopalians, although Grandfather was Presbyterian. She won the first round when she had her first child christened Mary Pauline Fitzgerald at the White Episcopal Church in Hillsborough by Dr. Curtis, its rector.